Oh, he fired.
Schley speculates Geen could have removed the cash register to disguise the true nature of his crime. The same trick used before when Mary Hope vanished. But are the two crimes truly related? And is Geen really a monster living in plain sight? So here we have another scene. A missing female. Gunshot wound. Blood at the scene. The body is missing. Very interesting and very
So you got the rebels, huh?
Similar to what happened to Mary earlier. These two crimes appear to be connected. Now, with a lead on who may be responsible, the race is on to locate Geen. And every second counts. Will they find him in time to rescue Plainfield's newest victim?
Premiering Thursday, March 10th. El Chapo's meeting with Sean Penn cost him his freedom. The whole story is more bizarre than Hollywood.
You really could make this up.
The sexy text with an international superstar. The Hollywood mystery men who were there. Was this really an interview?
They sat around and there's a tacos.
Or a movie deal gone bad? El Chapo, Sean Penn, Bungle and their Jungle. Premieres Thursday, March 10th on Wheels.
Before I had the shooting, burning pins and needles of diabetic nerve pain, these feet served my country, carried the weight of a family, and walked a daughter down the aisle. But I couldn't bear my diabetic nerve pain any longer, so I talked to my doctor. And he prescribed Lyrica.
Nerve damage from diabetes causes diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat this pain.
Something was on you?
Diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica may cause serious
Off the ceiling?
suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have
I know, right?
depression or unusual changes in physical behavior or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain, fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands and feet.
Is more terrifying than any horror story. The true tale behind the screams. Shopkeeper Bernice Wharton has gone missing.
It appears that Bernice has been injured severely and then been drunk out of the building. And then all of a sudden the drag marks just disappeared as if she simply vehicle.
I came back, there's nobody here. There's blood on the floor. The register.
They will robbery.
Her son, Frank, has convinced Sheriff Art Schley the most likely suspect is town misfit Ed Geen. Immediately, Sheriff Schley picks up his partner, Dan Chase, and the hunt is on. The officers quickly locate Geen outside a neighbor's home. They approach carefully. He could be armed and dangerous.
So as a detective, when you're approaching somebody you think may be a suspect in a crime, is this guy going to be armed? You really plan these things out in your mind so as you make the approach, you're making it safely and you're making it tactically.
One of the officers asks Geen to tell him what he's been today. Geen says he's just been doing chores.
And I found some wood at O'Grady's ranch, okay?
That's when they use a common law enforcement trick to get to the truth.
I want you to start this up.
They ask him to repeat what he said.
I found some wood at the Smith ranch.
The best tactic to use if you're trying to determine if someone's telling the truth is simply to have them tell the same story over and over again.
The O'Grady place.
Ask the question from a slightly different angle.
Smith place.
And you listen to the response. You're listening to the slight variations
Smith place. O'Grady place. Smith place.
would indicate that this person's not telling you the truth.
Smith place.
Geen can't remember the lies he's told. His story changes. He's up to no good. Then, his mind collapses. After years of murder and mayhem, perhaps the guilt, perhaps the sheer evil must come out. At this point, not even the police know for sure what happened to Bernice. They arrest Gein on the spot and take him to jail. With Gein in custody, Sheriff Schley and Officer Chase race to search the Gein family farm. There's no time to lose. This secluded property 9 miles from town stretches over 95 acres. And Bernice could be anywhere. They begin just a short drive off the road and head to this very dark and forbidding home. The officers slowly move toward the building, looking for a way in. That's when they set their sights on a ramshackle structure in the back of the main house. But nothing could prepare them for what they're about to see next.
Anytime you walk into a scene like this, you have a kind of tension between discovery and danger. You don't know what's going to be there, who's going to be there. You can walk in and get ambushed. So when you're walking into a scene like this, you're always on the edge of your seat. You're always on top of it.
Rodney King's death, tragic accident, or a past he did not escape.
Police report notes bullets smeared on his window. That same place found the culprit.
Autopsy
Sheriff Art Schley may have solved the murder of Arnold Mary Hogan. His prime suspect is town oddball Ed Gein. He's in custody, and one of his alleged victims, Bernice Wharton, may still be alive. Now, Sheriff Schley and another officer, Dan Chase, are about to search the suspect's house. A house that many consider to be haunted.
They can actually enter the residence if they have a sense there's a possibility that somebody's still alive, is injured, is in dire need of help, it's exigent circumstances. That's the motivation they have to actually enter the house.
They notice a shed in the back of the home. Schley can see the door only has a rickety latch. He lifts his foot up and kicks hard. The officer's flashlight beams reveal trash everywhere. But what they're about to see they could never imagine and will never forget. As Schley turns to search the corner, he feels something heavy brush against him. Something hanging from the ceiling. It's a human body.
Oh, God.
Bernice Wharton, loving mother, widow, and respected business owner, hangs upside down, beheaded and split down the middle, the way a deer is butchered after a hunt. It's the revolting act of a sick, perverted.
No matter how tough you think you are as a cop, and most of us when we train, we think we're pretty tough about these kinds of things, especially if you're working homicides, some scenes are worse than others. And here you have the most horrific scene, one of the worst scenes in the history of homicides. He reacts like most of us would, runs out of the room and throws up. When you look at it,
not a crime of passion. There clearly is a plan here. It's done in a very methodical way. It's clear that he's done this kind of activity before. Clearly he was skilled at it.
And Bernice isn't Ed Gein's only trophy. Inside the main home, his demented decorations are everywhere. Parts of bodies, women's skulls, and hidden under a burlap sack, the face of Mary Hogan, turned into a horrifying mask.
You were wondering, well, why would he do this? Why is he collecting all of these different body parts? I mean, this really goes into this psychosis that Ed has.
But Ed Gein's greatest prize is the one that truly gives a glimpse into the psyche of a madman. Propped up in a dusty, cluttered room, Schley finds a full-body garment Gein had sewn from human skin. He wore this suit to become female.
Ed has still got this fixation on his mother. At some point, fairly shortly after her death, Ed is actually believing that he has the power to will her back to life, bring her back from the dead. And when he can't do that, he essentially recreates her in himself.
Seeing this house of horrors, Sheriff Schley comes up with a possible motive in the murders of Mary Hogan and Bernice Worden. To Ed Gein, his mother, Augusta, was a saintly figure, incorruptible and free of sin. And though Mary Hogan and Bernice Worden reminded him of his mother, in his eyes, they were the opposite. They brought out something inside him that Augusta fought all her life to suppress. Gein's manly lust.
I can't believe you looked at that horrible girl. You have to learn.
He wanted these women, and this urge went against everything he'd been raised to believe. It drove him to insane violence.
When his mother died, it was devastating for Ed. He lost not only his very best friend, but he lost his support structure. Ed, I think, essentially was socially and emotionally lost at that point.
Gein's clothing made of human flesh. His bloody crimes. And his childish, simpleton's grin horrify and mystify the public. How could a man like this exist? Gein maintained his innocence throughout the murder trial. In court, he claimed he killed Bernice Worden by accident, that the sight of blood made him faint. He couldn't recall how she came to be hanging in his home. So where did he get the huge array of human body parts police found in his home? He says he pulled them from local graves.
He's admitting to the police that he has engaged in digging up corpses from local cemeteries. Some he took with him, some he returned, some he removed body parts from, some he was skinning, but he's engaged with these dead individuals, all women. And it's so unusual for people because for the time in 1957, the basis of behavior isn't what we have today. We don't have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week news, and it was so unusual, so bizarre, that it just captured the national audience.
Although he was ultimately found guilty of murder, he never saw the inside of a prison cell. Labeled insane, he spent the rest of his life in a mental institution. But the legacy of Ed Gein will never die. He put a face on true horror. And the most shocking thing is how plain and simple that face of kills victim after victim in the small town of Fairvale. The film adaptation of Bloch's novel is one of the most famous horror films of all time. And behind it all is Ed Gein. A man who could have gone unnoticed by the world if it weren't for his sick appetite for female flesh. And a bizarre obsession with his mother.
In many ways, Ed Gein was a very ordinary guy. He lived alongside his victims for years before they became his victims. I think that's what's so shocking about Ed Gein's case, is it's horrifying to think that there's somebody who could be just like us, looks like us, lives with us, interacts with us, and in the end becomes a predator of us. And that's why I think Ed Gein has lived on in infamy as the face of evil.
Number 10 West Virginia taking on Texas Tech.
Fight to be hope.
Growing up, Patty James is relentlessly teased and bullied.
She's bitter, and she felt it's because she had such a hard life that anyone would have hard life.
So when she worms her way into the arms of an innocent father of three, his family's world quickly spirals into a living hell.
She was the predator, and they were the prey.
Patty was definitely cold and calculating and didn't care about anybody else.
Only a few survive her wrath, as the extent of Patty's wickedness is greater than anyone can imagine.
She was one of the most evil women I have ever met.
And she did cross her mind that was run like hell because she's coming for you and she's coming hard.
In the spring of 1982, life for 32-year-old park ranger and widower Bernard James is anything but easy.
That has had a long day at work, I tell you.
His wife had passed away from an aneurysm. They had 3 children at the time. Michael James, Irene James, and Nicholas James. So he was left to, raise 3 children by himself.
Luckily for Bernard, he had a very close-knit family. His family lived in the same area as he did, so he had a lot of support.
Still, a year after his wife has passed, he's hoping the huge hole in his heart can one day soon be filled.
At this particular stage, he was living for his children. But a man being without a wife and a major family, he's lonely.
He didn't want to be lonely, and it's hard, you having 3 young children, to try to find somebody that would want to come in and be in your life.
As Bernard follows in his emotional role, what he believes to be fate comes calling. Frank mentioned, and a woman named Patty Donahue is on the other end.
Bill is not here right now. Is there something I can help you with?
Though she calls to talk to someone else, it doesn't stop them from striking up a conversation.
You sound like a nice guy here.
Not only does Patty have a very nice personality, but she's a good listener.
She passed away recently. Bernard, he wanted to be her. So all of a sudden, in this one conversation, he finds someone that's listening.
My gosh. That's terrible.
Soon, Patty and Bernard are speaking daily.
She knew that he was the owner of the lonely park. This was something she understood.
What doesn't get revealed in those conversations is that Miss Patty is hiding a venomous side.